We're back, episode 6, and we build predictions.
Oh my days. It's been a while. We've gotten a good start to the season, haven't we?
It's been a blinder. There's a bit of trauma from the last week. If you guys don't remember, 2 weeks ago we implemented the game of the week, which took the score from a perfect prediction from 2 points to 4. Lots of weight on those big games.
We've hit a perfect prediction
on
the match of the weeks.
Both times,
we?
and we've seen the swings that have occurred because of it.
Oh my days.
We come into this week, the score line from the week previous, 12-7. I'm pretty sure that's got to be the highest points that we've scored.
I mean, I've absolutely smashed it. I put up 12 this week. Hit the match of the week. Had a couple other perfect results, and I'm sitting 12 on the week. You got 7 on the week, and that brings the total prediction or the total score line to 39 Brock to 38. So I've of the 6-point cushion absolutely gone.
Yeah, the cushion is gone, and it's one of those things that's it's so extremely painful because we're sitting there in the late embers of the game, and it's 2-1, and I'm like, I've positioned myself exactly where I want to be. Forever blowing bubbles. It's 2-1 at home, and they weren't able to get the job done, but it's beside the fact. I'll let it go. That takes us into this week, match week 6.
Wow, match week 6. First game of the week, we have Crystal Palace versus Fulham.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts with this game, honestly?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to do this to you, but for me, it's got to be Palace. It's got to be Palace 2-1 at home. I think they've had a pretty good start to the season.
Good start to the season.
Good start. I think they've shown well. Fulham, we just haven't seen a whole lot from them. Scraping against Luton at the Cottage. I just think this is a game 2-1 Crystal Palace.
And we're finally getting some differentiation going.
Stop copying my first pick every time. We've broken that chain.
We've broken the chain, and it's flipped. It's completely flipped.
Okay.
It's going to be 2-1 Fulham. I am confident in my squad.
But where's the confidence rooted in? That's what I want to know.
I think it's going to be the implications of Iwobi. I think Vinicius is going to start over Jimenez, and I think goals will start coming. I mean, there's buy-in to the manager, and I think there's good passing patterns, there's good build-up, but we're just missing a little bit of something. And I think away at Crystal Palace is where it's going to start to fit and start to flow. So 2-1 to Fulham. They're going to pick up 3 points on the road.
I wanted to put you on the spot there. I think that was a good explanation. That takes us into Luton Town, back at home, at the little stadium, the little itty-bitty stadium against Wolves.
Up the Hatters.
What do you have for... So, up the Hatters, are you going to say...
No. I think Wolves... I mean, Neto. What a player. He was brilliant against Liverpool. Obviously... They didn't have a great second half, but he is fun to watch. The way he just threw defenders, and now you're playing against Luton. They're going to put every single player behind the ball, and I think there's players in the Wolf side that can break them down, and I think Neto is that player. And so I'm going to go. I mean, it's at home. I'm going to go 1-0 to Wolves. They're going to get the job done. They'll get the 3 points, but I don't see them having a big win or anything on the road.
That's super interesting, and it's going to make it super fun because I sit there and I look at the last time we saw Luton Town play at home against a West Ham side that we've seen perform pretty well up until this point and get arguably completely shut down. I think this is going to be a 1-1 game. I think you're going to see Luton Town pick up points.
They're going to pick up their first point of the year.
At home, I think you see them go up 1-0. Wolves really scraping to get a point. I do think that they'll have the quality to eventually break them down, but 1-1 at home.
Wow, 1-1 at home. Luton Town, up the Hatters.
Do a job. Do a job, lads.
And our next game, kind of an interesting one. We have Man City versus Nottingham Forest. Yeah. I mean, it's a banana peel game. Yeah. It's the definition of a banana peel game. Anytime you play Forest, that's the situation.
Yeah, they've been that team this year.
They've been that team. That team. They, like we say it every week, they have an identity of the counter. And is this a game where they can pull points away from the champions? No. But
I got excited. I was gonna say 3 points.
And so City, Doku. Oh my days, he looks brilliant.
Yeah,
he looks brilliant.
He's scary.
He's a scary. I mean, you just throw a player that I don't think most people have heard of onto the champions, and he's honestly just vicious.
Makes me wonder if I would look that good in City.
But he's really, really good, and I rate him really, really highly. And I think City will get the job done 3-1.
3-1. Yeah, we've talked a lot about this foresight. I think we both have rated them pretty highly in top half of the table so far into this season. They've done brilliant so far. This is the kind of game I see them probably pushing City. We didn't see them look that great. I mean, we're still trying to find, like, they haven't looked dominant, but they've gotten really good results. It's kind of this weird little middle ground.
Yeah.
I think it's 2-1 City. I think the Forest put on a little bit more pressure than we maybe think right now. 2-1, get the job done. I'm tired of betting against City. I did it once. It was close.
It cost you.
It cost me dearly. But that takes us into the next game of the week. Brentford at home, the Bees versus Everton. This one's a weird one for me. I actually have no idea. So I want to hear what you have to say first.
Brentford, good start to the year. Their first loss of the year came last week. Newcastle, kind of a soft penalty, and it 1-0 on the road at Newcastle. And so I think they'll get the job done at home. Sorry. Yeah. And Everton just are in trouble. We talked about it last week.
Yeah,
and so I don't think there's much more to say. They're in trouble. They will pick up points at home, but it's hard to see them picking up points on the road, especially against a really good team.
Yeah.
A really good team. And so I'm going to go 2-1 to the Bees.
2-1 to the Bees. As you were speaking, I just felt the scoreline. It touched me. It's 2-0 Brentford at home. They're going to take care of Everton 2-0.
Okay. All right. That brings us to this next one. We have Burnley at home against a team in the bottom half, Man United.
Careful. Careful there.
I'm just messing. But it's been a tough start to the year.
Yeah, it has. It makes me like, I feel like we're in this loop. There's two teams that I feel like I'm stuck in a loop with. It's
Chelsea.
Manchester United. Well, I guess you could throw maybe three teams.
Okay.
United and Newcastle have both done me in because each time I'm like, surely you just see something different from them.
Yeah.
And I feel like we haven't.
Yeah,
I feel like we haven't seen something different. And so I sit here and I look at the scoreline, and it should be so easy. It should be so simple, but it doesn't feel that way.
It doesn't at all.
It doesn't feel that way.
So you're going to go for it.
You're trying to gas me up. No, you're gassing up here.
Come on.
Surely
Be bold.
Well, and United's really struggling with injury problems.
True.
They're just not a full-fledged squad. That being said, I've got to go, give me 2-0 United. Scrappy United. Defense. Their defense is rubbish at the moment, but they're going to get the clean sheet.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah.
2-0 United.
2-0 United. I think it's pretty simple. This gets us into the game of the week.
The match of the week.
Arsenal.
The stakes are high, both for the Prem and We Build Predictions.
Yes.
The stakes are so
This
high.
is just such a massive game. How fun is it to finally be here? The North London Derby kicks off at the Emirates.
Oh my days.
This is
going to be huge.
And it's really, what's really fun to me is this is two really exciting North London teams.
Yeah.
Last year we saw Tottenham that maybe wasn't expansive. It was kind of gross to watch. And this year they come in, new manager, new style of play. I really think this is going to be an incredibly exciting game.
It's going to be. Tactically, just emotionally.
Yeah.
It's going to have all of the passion involved. This is exactly the type of games that you watch the Prem for. Yeah. Like it exactly is. And it's going to be, I don't know. And I'll go ahead and spill my prediction before you get into it.
Yeah.
I am sitting there having a conversation with one of my Tottenham friends.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm sitting there.
You don't do this right now.
I'm sitting there and he's like, surely that's the match of the week this week.
Surely.
And I'm like, of course. And he's like, so you're gonna back my Spurs? And I said, I could never. I said, I could. I mean, maybe if they win this game, maybe in the future. Yeah. But I'm sitting there like, I just can't do it yet.
Yeah.
I can't do it yet in the big match. Be like, Spurs are gonna get the result.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. It's also Arsenal's at home.
Yeah,
that's
the
a huge
Emirates,
factor
the
for me. So I'm gonna go 2-1.
2-1
to the Gunners.
2-1 to the Gunners, and this is just so exciting for me. I'm getting flashes of the last couple of seasons, maybe even a flash of the United game. It's a 3-1 win for Arsenal at the Emirates. We've seen it before, and we'll see it again. Arsenal.
This is going to be thrilling. This is going to be thrilling, and I cannot
cannot.
wait to be glued to my TV.
Yep.
And that brings us to the next game.
Yep.
We have Brighton versus Bournemouth. And Brighton obviously beat United at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
And Bournemouth 0-0 snoozer against Chelsea, which is what you expect from Chelsea at this stage of their club.
Yeah.
But what do you see in this one?
This is one of those ones I have thoroughly enjoyed watching Brighton play this season. They are a joy to watch.
Possession.
The
way they move the ball.
Drinkable football. 3-0 at home against Bournemouth. I think this is a game that they take care of pretty handily.
3-0.
3-0.
And okay, we've had this conversation before. Brighton will always show up against the big clubs, but the place they always have dropped points in the past has been these mid-table clubs.
Yeah.
And Bournemouth are a mid-table club that loves a draw. They love a draw. They just always do it. They always do it. So I'm leaning that way. So
then say it. Say
I'm
it.
leaning that way.
So put it into words. For the people,
can
please.
Can I do it? I'm going to do it. 1-1.
1-1.
1-1. Bournemouth. We're going to get the job done.
Getting a shift.
Get a point. Yeah.
I appreciate you. Hopefully I pick up the 2 here, but I at least appreciate one of the points. That's a gift. Thank you.
No, I really think like Bournemouth, they won't get the win. They can't get the win, but these are the types of games that Brighton slip up, and this is the type of game that Bournemouth likes playing to get a point.
I like it.
So
I like it.
No.
That takes us to the next fixture: Chelsea at the Bridge versus Aston Villa.
Wow.
For me, this is such a weird game. Two sides that I don't know. I feel like we both got, like, in our early predictions, we both got really wrong. Like, we were really rating Chelsea, really rating Villa, and we haven't.
Villa they've had a decent start.
They've had a decent start, but it's like, I really thought that they were going to be
flying.
I thought they were going to be flying,
yeah.
Pushing for Champions League football.
This is a week that Chelsea would have wanted to look at their schedule and seen, like, a bottom 5
Well,
team.
they've had that the last 3 weeks, and they didn't do anything with it.
I know, and so I think it's a hard place for them to look and be like, wow, we actually have a really, really difficult bout against Aston Villa. And so I think I'm going to rock with Villa because I don't think Chelsea can score goals.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go 2-1.
Wow.
2-1 to Villa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really, really interesting fixture for me. I just feel myself being led to a 1-0 Chelsea win. Wow. I think it's going to come off a set piece. I think it'll be something super scrappy.
That's the only way they can score.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's going to be something very pretty, but I think it'll be like a 1-0. It's one of those ones you wake up and you're like, maybe a pen. Honestly, I'm going to just throw that out there. It's going to be a pen. They win 1-0 on a pen.
Pen, set piece, one of those two.
One of those two.
1-0 to the Blues.
Yeah.
That brings us to the next game.
Yes. We've got Liverpool at Anfield versus West Ham. Another massive game. I'm really excited for this one. I think these have been two extremely fun teams. I don't know. Is it okay for me to say overperformed? Is that?
I don't think so, because I don't think Liverpool have overperformed. I just don't know if they've really, they've kind of flown under the radar.
Yeah.
They've just under the radar, and they're sitting there, top 4.
Overperformed expectations, I would say.
Okay. I mean, I think they're a top 4 club, though.
Yeah. Okay.
That's our question of the week.
Yeah.
Are Liverpool a top 4 club? That's the one we want to hear in the thing. And I'm saying yes.
I think that Liverpool will finish top 4, but if you would have asked me coming into this season, I would have said no.
Okay. That's a fair assessment.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a fair assessment.
Yeah.
I think I had them in my preseason finishing 4th. But we'd love to hear what you guys think. Are Liverpool a top 4 club? Are they going to be actually competing for a title this year?
Yeah.
Because obviously their fans are saying they are.
They also think Nunez is better than Holland.
They're always waffling. They're always waffling.
What-
That being said,
Yes.
I think Liverpool are going to win this game.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it will be 3-1.
Liverpool win. It's easy. Looked at this one and knew right away exactly what the scoreline would be. It's a 2-1 win for Liverpool at home.
Cool. There we go. Brings us to the next one. Our last game of the week. Sheffield United at home against Newcastle United.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Not much to be said. 2-0 Newcastle.
There you go.
Well,
There you go. I'm going to agree.
Okay.
2-0 Newcastle. They'll get the job done, and they'll get the 3 points. And so we'll go ahead and pull up the graphic right now of our predictions for this week. Take a peek. Compare what you think. Drop your comments or drop your predictions in the comments about the game of the week, the North London Derby. We'd love to hear it. We love interacting with your comments, so we would love for you guys to drop your predictions there. And thank you for watching.
Cheers.